What is up, you guys?
Yes.
Got the Masters on. I get it, bro. No
I
worries.
get
This is the
th-
least important game we've had in years.
I lived in Augusta for 4 years. I actually never got a chance to go to the Augusta Nationals during the Augusta tournament, but I did get to go off season. And the reason I got to go is I used to coach one of the head groundskeeper's daughters. So he brought me on the golf course, which was truly spectacular. And explaining what he did and all that stuff was great. So definitely understand that you were not going to be there because of the Masters.
What's up, James? Wayne?
Wayne.
Can't you hear the thunder? Better run. Better take cover. Fucking A, bro.
Coming to
Get
get
me
you.
fired up. It's gonna get you. Dude, it's so many great games against the Memphis Grizzlies in the Thunder's history. I would say that they are legitimately probably our biggest rival, other than the fact that we would like to smash the Golden State Warriors and make them our greatest rival. We'll get there, but we got to beat them a few times before we claim that prize. But right now, like the Grizzlies and us has been that for years. This is
Definitely
crazy
has,
to have a
man.
game that, yeah, we earned this. We earned a game off, guys.
It's insane. I mean, earned a game off. Dallas threw the game. Whatever you want to say, it doesn't really matter because we get to watch these young guys get a play today.
What's up, Smithsta? What's up, Jerry?
Smitsa,
Yo,
Zaymont.
somebody left a comment, bro, in a really interesting place. They said that they were down in Bolivia on the salt flats.
Oh yeah,
Did
yeah.
you look that shit up, bro?
Yeah. I did not look it up, but
Here, let me show you an example of what somebody posted. Here you go. Look at that.
oh shit, bro, that's amazing.
It's also known as the world's largest mirror
Yeah. Whoa,
because
that's
they
crazy.
like this time of year it'll like create a reflection off of the ground. It's huge. It's like maybe 100 miles wide and
Wow,
yeah.
that's amazing,
So
dude.
now I know I got to go to Bolivia. Check out that. It's got to be one of the greatest places to take a picture I've ever seen. So,
And Mike, yes, you can definitely say the Thunder team is a Cinderella team for sure, man.
Zaymont, what's up, man? What's up, Joss? All right, man.
What's up,
Did you
Marcus?
guys see the video of
Watching from Singapore, right on, man. That's amazing.
anybody see that video of the Thunder players getting back to the airport and the fans there to greet them, and it was like, yeah, we used to do this all the time,
All the time.
but this is these players' first chance to have that experience, I think, right?
It has to be. I mean, I'm sure we did it the last couple of seasons, but it can't be that big. It wasn't that big. This time was different. Everybody had faith and hope that this team was going to make the playoffs,
Yeah.
Our oldest and our youngest brother are actually at this game, so, it's pretty baller that they can be there.
That's right, guys. There's two more of us.
I want to say we got all the brains and looks, but we'll get in a fight over that one, so we'll leave that one alone.
What's up, Wash? What's up, Bluegill? Hell yeah. You should have seen the four of us running around when we all had short hair.
Oh my gosh, we all had flat tops too, so which is even like more brilliant that our parents like gave us flat tops at that age. But
Sadness.
what's up, Bluegill? Wash, man, I miss you, Wash.
So much.
Chet
energy.
talking, bro. Chet's there talking.
Oh yeah. Talking to the crowd. Thanks,
Yeah,
everybody.
dude. I went to the original one so I can see everything else going on.
Oh yeah. Fuck you. I'm still in studio, bro. It already kicked me off my TV once. Oh yeah, I see Chet now. Nice call, bro. But it has me on studio. Whatever. I'm just gonna turn this up.
All right, I'll tell you the starting lineups right here. We got Olivia Sarr, Ousmane Dieng are definitely starting. Um, hold on, I'm pulling it up right now.
Hopefully this isn't the last time we see y'all this season.
Yeah, chat. All right, I turned that way up, hoping that anybody could hear it if you wanted to. Chat. That was pretty dope, just having him a part of it. J. Will, SGA.
No doubt, man.
Gary Payton has a strain called Gary Payton. Yo, Dave was all about that last 3 days ago, right?
Yeah, man. I had a whole a vape, and I actually had some of the extract as well. So, which is nice.
Tanner, got that goatee going. That's where I started. Goatee, and then everything came after that.
Man,
But the long hair.
I grew sideburns when I was in high school, and I grow these really thick, long sideburns. And then joined the military, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this would be the best idea ever." So after the military, I just let it grow. I had a roommate named Alex, and he was like, "Man, you gotta stop like trimming your beard and just like grow like a beast." And I was like, "All right."
I like it, bro. Like a beast. All right, so we're about to see tip-off here in a second. I'm seeing Rowdy, Lofton Jr. Yo, they got a hard-working crew out there already from what I've seen of the two Memphis players.
Let me know when you're tipping.
All right. The ball's about to go up, and it's up. Sar gets a double tip, but... Okay, we got the ball. Treyman's got it. Let's see. That was a crazy, like, possession change in that tip, but we end up with it. Sar is out there. JRE, Jang. Is that Butler? I think that's Butler. Yep, that's Butler.
All right, too cool. Hell yeah, man.
All right, shot clock violation by the Thunder. Trey gave it up to Sar, but it was pretty late. Sar didn't really have a chance.
Smitza, I've had more women ask to touch my beard than I can ever say that have ever asked to touch anything else in my body. So there is something to it.
All right, so Roddy scores at the basket. Rowdy, I think is how you say it.
It's a blue gill.
All right, so Sar's going to the free throw line.
Jesus. I wasn't expecting that one. Oh my God.
Side out. That should have been shooting foul. All right, 2-0, 11:02 on the clock. Jang's got the ball, 15 on the shot clock. Sars gets it to Butler, who looks like...
I love the fact that everybody's still standing, bro.
Yeah, dude. Okay, Conchar, I know him.
Ooh.
That was a good behind-the-back pass he threw, but... Oh, unfortunately, we don't get the defensive rebound, and... Well, Conchar airballed a three. But Jang is down there, gets a rebound. Nice pass by Jang to cutting Trey Mann, who lost the ball.
Damn, too cool. Yeah, no doubt on that. So fucking early.
Offensive
I'm glad you guys
foul.
are able to
Looks
join
like
us.
JRE called it. 5:30 a.m. Damn, dude. Respect to you, man. For real. That's commitment. That's like real commitment right there. I like Butler playing like this point guard role. Like, I know he's a point guard, but a lot of times it seems like they use him as a shooting guard.
Yeah, or like a small forward type of position. Yeah.
Right. They're just like saying like, so he kind of keeps reminding me of Teo just because of like the way he, like his height and his approach to being point guard is like really thoughtful. Butler got blocked from trailing Zaire Williams, so the fans are still standing 4-0, 9:45 on the clock. Lofton goes step back.
I like Ken Lofton Jr., man.
I love him. I don't just like him, dude. I love him. I don't know if he's going to be like a really good player. Jerry hits a runner.
No.
But like,
There we
I
go.
think when I watched some of the Team USA game with Chet when he was playing like 18 and under or whatever,
Yeah.
17 under, like him and Lofton played really well together.
Yeah.
Lofton played more post than Chet wanted to, and that was kind of like the strength of their.
He's
their
just
combo.
so strong, man. Like if he could get a shot, consistent 3-point shot, he would
Yeah,
be.
he just missed a
Damn.
3, but we did not get the rebound, so Conchar picked that one up. We had 2 guys on the ball, and neither one got it. Then Trey overjumps the rebound, but fortunately, it stays us. This is like I don't want to be rude because this is like a free game, but this is sloppy. I'm glad JRE hit that runner and got the fans to sit down after 3 minutes of gameplay. But I'm just being real. Like that's what the Grizzlies want to do. You know, even when everything is good for them too, they want to make things ugly. But yeah, Jang's got the ball. I want to see Jang do work. Nice pass by Jang to Sar into the basket. Sar gets fouled, going up for 2, I think. But like Jang is really the guy that can do what he wants to out there, out of everybody on the court for the Thunder. Like he just has to be assertive.
That's it. He's got to be that number 1 guy out there, like he is in the G League.
So it's on the floor. Jang gets the ball again at the top of the key with 12 on the shot clock. All right, Sar to Butler. 7-6. Butler's got to go quick. He shoots a
Nice.
runner, layup, right around Roddy. I thought there was going to be a charge there, but he was able to contort his body. So that was a really nice play by Butler. Butler could provide good minutes for us. He has more experience than a lot of guys.
Defense is spectacular too, man.
I really do think he could be a surprise in the playoffs if he can find a good groove, you know, in a game like this.
Absolutely.
Django's spin move and to the basket. Woo!
Spin. Damn, dude. That was quick too.
Yeah, I haven't seen him use that move. Have you?
I've seen him do it in the G League, but just not in
Okay.
the NBA game.
Yeah, I've been watching G League.
Not
as
that
much as I
quick, at
should.
least. He's done a
Yeah, it
spin
was
move,
just-
just not quick like that.
All right, Zaire Williams misses a shot. Great defense, but I think Jang was all over that one. But it could have been Sar. Might be. Step back by Trey, top of the key. Whoa! Dave's doing it. He showed me this one. It's a fresh one. It looks like it's how God intended these things to be done.
It will get you guys. It's called a nosing, whatever. I don't know. It's good.
You can call it whatever you want, bro. I haven't seen it before. Have you seen it before?
Dude, have I done it before?
Have you ever seen somebody else do it?
I don't know. I've been
Then
doing
you
it.
get to name it. That's the rule, man.
I've been doing it a while, but
You get to name it if you can't think of another person who's done
I'm
it.
sure there's other people that are doing it. I can't be the only one that's thought, I wonder if I snort this, what do I feel like?
No. People have been doing that for years. All right, so Butler shoots a step back 3, short for him. So we got the lead 9-4 with 7:14 on the clock. Zaire lays it in at the basket.
That was
I really
quick.
liked him in the draft process.
I did too, man.
But all right, Jang on the wing. Nice move, spin move again.
Ooh.
Oh, so he got a really clean shot off when he went to the middle, but he didn't knock it down. But I'm telling you, that was his ability to create space and get to where he wants to be. Like, this is going to be a huge asset for him over the next decade. Like,
What's up, Keelan? It's nice for you to come by, man. And then you got 9-0 run there to start that run right there was great.
JRE.
We let them back in the game, though.
This could be a big game for JRE. We're going to break now, but like, I feel like he's just like one breakout game from being back to where he was pre-injury. I mean, I really don't see any reason he can't be there other than like he was in an incredible groove, and that takes time to get back to. But like, he hasn't lost athleticism. His feel for the game isn't gone.
You're right,
Like, it's
man.
just like it takes time.
You're right, dude. Absolutely right.
Can you believe how fast people have been ready to just like forget how good JRE was for a year and a half? Like,
Well,
he was great for a year and a half.
But let's just be honest. When it's simple for me, I look at it and I say JRE, yes, but it's because of J Will, man. You know, like as much as I want to say JRE like dropped off, it's J Will has stepped up in such a way. We're seeing, I mean, how many extra possessions has he created this season for us? You know, how many players in the NBA can do that? So J Will has completely taken over that spot, and if it wasn't for the injury that JRE had, then he probably would never got that opportunity.
I don't know. I don't know that JRE was gonna stop J Will from becoming everything he could be. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And
I see what you're
think
saying.
I think maybe it would have taken a little bit longer for J Will to take all those minutes up, but
Sure.
for me, okay. So we saw like Jerry's rookie year. We saw kind of like two versions of Jerry. At first, they started him out playing a lot of high post,
Sure.
and then as the season went on, they moved him to the wing.
Okay.
And he was shooting a lot of threes, and he was getting up and down the court a lot. And when we came back this year, they played him a lot on the wing again. They didn't really go back to high post JRE, and I feel like that's kind of an indicator that like these guys can work together because
It's true.
you're not going to play J Will on the wing.
No. You're right, man.
So Smiths is asking, is there anything on the line with the Pels?
Yep.
T-Wolves?
I'm looking at it right now, man. We got Pelicans are up 14-9 on Minnesota right now. I'll keep an eye on that.
What happens? Will it change who we play?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Pelicans win this game. We're not playing the Pelicans. We're playing the Timberwolves. Timberwolves win this game. We're playing the Pelicans. So it's all about who wins this game. So, and I think, so Timberwolves own the tiebreaker. So that's the only reason that they'll advance here. So, but they have to beat Pelicans. And if I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it saying, you know, I mean, obviously you want to win, but Jesus, man, it's all about placement at this point, right?
Yeah. It's beautiful. So now, not that I give a fuck, but what else is going on? Like with like the rest of the top positions, it seems like everything is like in flux. So nobody really knows who they're playing. Like 5 through what 8 up to this point.
Yeah,
So it's all in flux. So
yeah, you're right.
is it going to be over today? Is this the final day? Of
Yeah,
the-
this is it for. We'll know.
We'll know
Actually, by the end of our game, we should pretty much know everything else where everybody else is going.
All right, dude.
I mean, it's you got
Jerry
Lakers
knocks them
game.
both down. 11-9. 6:27 on the clock.
So we have Mavericks versus Spurs. Spurs are just crushing the Mavericks right now. That's not a surprise. Pelicans, obviously, and Minnesota Kings and the Nuggets. It doesn't matter. Jazz and Lakers. Lakers obviously need to win, and then Clippers and Suns, and then Warriors are killing Trailblazers. So that's that. So this is just it's crazy, man. Like this is I know everybody's like, oh, everything is set. Well, the playoff teams are set, but the places that everybody's playing in the West is so not set right now.
Which makes it impossible to start preparing until all that's set. Tobias, great to have you, man. Long time
Yeah,
commenter.
Tobias, man,
one of
that's
our
awesome,
favorite
man.
people
Glad
to
you're here.
interact with.
One
sure.
of the many guys that listens to our podcast, definitely a lot. So we appreciate all the good things you say, man.
All right, Jang just missed a 3. That was his second since we came back from break that he missed. But I like him shooting the ball quickly. I do feel like this is like what we call a Jang game, right? We've been saying it for a long time this season, where it's like it's an opportunity for him to show everything he's been working on. I know
Yeah.
everybody else wants to, but he's really the guy that we're like obsessed with right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I look at the guys that we have on the floor, and I'm saying Trey Mann needs to have a good game. That's the thing is that like if you're gonna tell me one player has to have 20 points, I'm picking Butler. You know,
Yeah.
like I think that to me like they're putting the ball in his hands and putting it in a lot in his hands for a reason. So
So they scored back-to-back buckets, so it's 13-11 now with 4:35 on the clock. Jang's got it on the wing. Butler's got it now. Who kicks it to Jang, who finds JRE on the wing for a 3, short. Good possessions, good ball movement, but in the end, like
what's up, George?
we're lacking, I think, a crispness. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's easy to say, well,
Oh,
man, they just missed a wide open dunk. alley-oop dunk, but like I know coach is going to be pushing the guys to play with a lot more like he would want them to play if the starters were out there.
Yep. No doubt, man.
Jang drives and kicks it to Trey, who shoots an elbow jumper off the dribble. No good there. All right, we're gonna first sub head into the table right now.
Shane, if you go to NBATV.com, it's their website. You might be able to watch the game for free on there. If you're looking at local TV, I'm not too sure local TV. Don't live in Oklahoma anymore.
All right, went up for a rebound off a Butler miss and they called a loose ball foul. So it's gonna stay for us with 3:31 on the clock. Low scoring affair, 13-11. We're bringing in Wiggins, who I'm kind of surprised he's playing, but Wiggins is good. Great move for him. And then Lindy Waters. Wiggins and Waters, those are the first two off the bench sometimes in the regular games too. You know what I mean?
I love the fact that they're keeping those guys coming off the bench like this.
Wiggins comes in and scores the layup right at the bucket off of a slip. Great
Backdoor,
cut.
baby.
Sarr threw the pass, I think, right?
Absolutely, Sarr. No, it wasn't Sarr. It was Jerry.
Okay. Like it's like one of those things where you're not really thinking the guy is about to throw an assist, so you're not really super closely paying attention to the ball, but it was like a nonchalant pass that was so on the money that it was a bucket. Like, and that's a lot Wiggins' job because he sets up his guy, he goes to the right spots, and Wiggins is good. Wiggins is really, really good.
You know, Wash, I've thought about this a lot, about why when we outsize somebody, we don't throw alley-oops.
Great pass by Jang.
I don't know why we don't throw alley-oops to him, but I do know that if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Jang, Waters, and Trey Mann, because they play with him in the offseason or the G League. So I do think that those guys will throw it to him. I don't know, man. That's a good question. I don't know why we don't throw more alley-oops to him.
I wonder if he's as, like, somebody that you're going to throw good alley-oops to, especially if they're bigs. They have to be able to jump their best with contact.
Yeah.
Because, like, guards can get away with, like, if you get bumped when you're jumping, they're going to call a foul. But bigs, they're going to push you when you jump. And I think Sarr has a little trouble right now going up clean. Like, in a fast break, I'd throw it up for Sarr. But, like, in the half court, like, if I'm guarding Sarr and I'm, like, Michael Cage's size, you know what I mean? I'm just doing like this right into his gut.
Yep.
He's gonna be like, whoop.
Yep, you're right, man.
Oh yeah, where is Poku?
Dude, he's been injured, guys. He hurt his knee and spent like the last 3 or 4 games on the bench because of that. Listen, I hope he comes back in the aspect of if he has an opportunity to, but I don't think they're gonna be rushing him, you know?
I would. Unless we make it into a full playoff series, I kind of doubt we're going to actually see him. I think that's kind of obvious at this point.
All right. We will be ranked 8th if we make the playoffs. What do you feel about that?
Ranked 8th. So we're playing the Nuggets, right? They're ranked first. So, like I really like our chances against the Nuggets. I know, like, how many number ones have lost to number 8s, okay? But there are some teams that are just dominant, and there are some teams you think you can kind of match up well. And every time we've played Denver,
I think we go 6.
Yeah.
I think we win 2 games, and they, obviously put us away. But to me, like, that's the value in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're looking at for the future of this team, I want to see as many opportunities as to play. I don't know, man. I think 6 games is a big thing for this team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But
like, as much as I want them to win, I wouldn't want that pressure on them. I wouldn't want them to expect that. I would want them to go out there, play really hard, do what you can to maybe get this to 6. If you can get it to 6, and guess what? We win. Because that's a win for the season. Everybody walks away with their heads up high. The guys are like, you know what? We took the number 1 team in the West to 6 games, and we get to go in the next season with that powerful moment.
But
Let me know when you're live.
we're live.
Okay.
I just haven't seen that many times where I felt like the Nuggets were just a different level than us. I know that they're really good.
Yeah.
There have been other teams we played that just felt like they were a different level than us. But the Nuggets just didn't feel like that.
Sure, but
I know they
when you have
beat
a
us.
veteran team that they know how to play with and without their stars,
Yeah.
and they're just a really good team right now. For me, I look
If,
at
like-
Joker, and I say it would be really difficult to null and void him.
If we were like in the old days where like playoff series were best out of 5, so they were like you'd only play first to win 3.
Yep.
I could see us surprising
Yeah.
like a situation like that, but you go full 7 with a team like that.
Yeah, that makes it more difficult. But I do think that we would make them sweat. I think we can make all 6 games really, really close. And they have to really work hard to get, to beat us. Which would make it more, a situation where like if the Lakers got out of the first round,
Think about the Clippers with Shea that first year against the Nuggets. Like he
Yeah.
got so much value out of those playoff games. And
True.
I think they went to 6, right? They almost had a chance at 7. I
Yeah.
don't remember exactly. Jang shoots a nice Euro step side runner thing that
Wow.
hits the rim twice. It's backboard and falls in. Pretty great, dude. He's enormous. When he shoots that shot, he looks like Dirk.
Yeah. Dude, how about that call I told you that the Spurs were going to beat the Mavs like a week and a half ago?
You said you would bet $1,000 on it. That's what you said. I was like, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
I wish I had. And you said, don't do that. Don't tell the people that.
That's some stupid shit, bro.
Guess what? They're beating the Mavs
33 to
33-9.
Thanks, Smithster.
Thank
That
you,
shit in my
Smith.
face. Dude, the NBA is investigating the Dallas Mavericks for tanking. I think that's kind of ironic.
Yeah, dude.
They're gonna be guilty. They're
Oh,
guilty.
100%. 100%.
And everybody want to talk about the Thunder. Ooh, nice pass by Jang to a cutting Trey
Whoa.
Man. He didn't score it, but there's a one-hand quick
beautiful,
pass.
dude.
He's playing point guard right now, playing distributor, slinging the ball around the court.
Wow.
Lindy missed a 3, but it was off a Jang pass. I like it. I think he's when he's playing like this, passing the ball like this, I actually think he's better than I realized, which is hard to say because
Yep.
he's a legit point guard. And I know that because I know he used to play point guard. I know, but I still see him and I want to be like, oh, he's a small forward. But
Yeah.
that's the point guard mindset.
Yep.
As you see Ja Morant, we don't even need to say nothing about that shit.
All right, KS. Would we rather Wolves or Pels? You know what? The Wolves, in my opinion, are the Wolves are the worst of the two teams. If you're going to give me the way that the styles of play, but then again, the Wolves play better against us. So maybe the Pelicans. I would rather play the Pelicans. I don't know. This is why I'm so glad I don't have to make this decision, and we just get to watch the game on the 12th and be excited about whoever we play.
Yeah, Jang got a defensive rebound, dribble up the court in 3 dribbles, and then hit Butler on the wing for the 3. I mean, he is poetry in motion, bro. Just
So
the
beautiful
way
he
that,
is.
yeah, I mean, just grabbing that rebound and dribbling before he landed, it seemed like, and then up the court in like so few steps. Yeah, dude. Like I was just saying too, playing distributor. So 5 seconds left in the quarter, they score. So we're gonna get a shot off here, hopefully. Butler at the buzzer, back iron, no good. right, so
Yes, Smith. So
24-20, end of the first.
we are definitely in the lottery. Now, here's the thing that's crazy, man. I just want you guys to know this. The Bulls just won today, so they got their 40th win. All right, we're at 39 wins. What does that mean? It means that we're either going, if for a loss, we're at 11. With a win, we're at 12. All right, guys. There's no real difference in percentages except for I think it's 1.7 versus 1.5 or 1.7 versus 1.9 percentages for jumping up to the top 3. But the reality is that, yes, there is a chance that we get the 11th if we lose this game, which it doesn't matter if we lose or win right now. And I think the extra spot up would be kind of cool. So, I mean, I'm not saying I hope we lose because that's not how I roll. But I mean, at this point, I mean, it would be kind of cool to be able to have the 11th spot in the draft and get to play in the playoffs. I mean, it's like the best right there. And you know what's crazy is that Kyrie and Luca isn't something that will work. But you know, I don't know if there's going to be a team that's going to offer Kyrie as much money as Dallas will offer him. So with that being said, he can end back with Luca for another year. And man, what if they went out and maybe traded the two picks that they'll have available for a player like I don't know, man. They just need so much to be able to be in the conversations next year. They're fucked on all ends. Dallas is fucked, man.
Amen. Kyrie's not staying. Kyrie doesn't want to stay anywhere.
No, he wants to go back with LeBron, man. He wants to go win one with LeBron before he's done.
And then Luka doesn't want to stay.
No. Yeah, KS,
That's how I felt like.
Tobias. It's nice, man.
Okay, that's what you're saying. I feel like that's about where we're at. Is like you find your guy, whether it be J-Dub or Jang. You know, he might be gonna get picked at 9, and you move up to 8. You know, whoever that guy you want to go with. That would be crazy, Bluegill. And the MVP candidate. All right, so 24-20, the second quarter just started.
Well, Blue Gill, I just want to say, from what you're saying, is ever since we recognized how this draft is going and all that stuff, Mark and I said that there was going to be a team, you know, that, or I said at least, I don't know, you know, Mark probably just agrees with me because he probably doesn't like the fact that I make shit like this up, but that there's going
I
to be
don't
a
want to
team
argue with you.
that
You tell everybody like I told you, and Mark was like, no.
that's like the you know, seed from 6 to like 12 that's going to jump up in the draft. And the thing about that is that we saw this happen once with Shaq. We saw this happen with other players in like monumental drafts where teams had no chance of getting that, and then boom, they get it. My point about this is, why is this important? Well, if you want to make it so that tanking teams like stop tanking, this is the way to do it, man. Like, yeah, you get your better percentages, but then all of a sudden, if you get a team that's in the, you know, 10, 11, 12 spot, and all of a sudden they jump up everybody else, and they get that number 1 pick, it's going to make everybody else stop and think, like, maybe we should just go for the wins and see how everything rolls. Because Oklahoma City Thunder had like, what, the 5th or 6th best chance to get number 1, and then they go to number 2. So like, that's the thing about it, is that like it's all about the odds sometimes. And to me, the odds are going to be favoring the team that's further back this year.
Nice. Waters missed the transition 3 and then got a second chance at it and knocked it down. Like,
Did you see Sam Presti?
Sam Presti standing in the tunnel, drinking his water bottle,
Dude,
being a genius.
I'm telling you, I want a T-shirt of Sam Presti standing in the tunnel. You know, just standing there with a water bottle.
It's like the only time we're gonna ever see Sam Presti is him standing there, and they only show him on accident. It feels like, although I think the cameramen know what they're doing. They're good cameramen. So Trey Mann just did a nice scoop layup. That was nice. So 28-27, Grizz lead, 10 minutes on the clock. Lofton's having a tough game. Got called for travel last possession and then missed that shot. But Lofton will get his shit going. I'm telling you right now.
He's going to be a good player. I mean, like, Draymond Green, I don't think is as talented as Lofton. But the reality is, obviously, Draymond Green has found a place in the NBA doing what he does.
Three-quarter court alley-oop thrown by Mann to Wiggins, and he laid that in. I agree, though. But, you know, At some level, the elements that make Draymond great aren't his talents, and that's where the question comes down to everybody's.
So true, man.
Trey, man, the one hand flick pass, 3/4 court. That was a really smooth pass, bro.
Is Isaiah Joe playing? I haven't seen him,
I have not seen Joe, and
but he is on the thing that he could enter the game.
okay, I feel like he's been
Man-
gassed recently.
What do you think, man? Do you think this team goes for 40th win, or do you think we go for the 11th pick? Because it's our choice, man.
I don't think it matters to us. Think about it like this: when we won a game, everybody was mad about, right? And then Sam didn't care. That was like 2 years ago. We beat the Clippers. The Clippers, I guess they didn't want to play the Lakers or whatever, so they tried to lose, right? Like you can't, like having a better odds than somebody, like it can help by like 2.5% sometimes, but sometimes it just flips, like you're saying. I think when you get to the point where you're really trying to control the final percentages, like it's not good for you. Like
No.
you want to have a team that goes out and plays a certain level of competitive standard every night, even nights like this, and then you hold back
gotcha.
some players for health. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of like the same thing I heard Coach talking about, like with the season. Is you want to go out there and play your best hand, and then let the chips lie where they do. And sometimes that'll mean you end up in a spot like this, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But if it didn't, it wouldn't necessarily mean the season was a failure. And so I just think we come out and do the same thing. Like, I don't. I prefer not to consider it as a, when you're at this point, when you're where the bad teams are,
Yeah.
like that's fine. But like that's part of your job as a general manager and stuff. But like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just an idiot. So I guess I'm saying go for the win, and it's one of those win-wins where if you win, you get a building block. Like, because we used that game against the Clippers that everybody was so angry we won.
Yep.
That was like the jumping off part for last year, and it was a really positive note.
True.
The only people who were negative about it were people in the media who wanted to manipulate the odds, or like the fans on Twitter.
That's true.
So I try to like think more like,
Well, and you also think about that time that we played against the Magic, and we won the game. Oh, it was against the Clippers, right? There we go. We played we're sitting there tied with the Magic in the spot, right?
yeah,
Remember
what's
that?
up, like,
Magic lost, we lose, Magic goes ahead of us, whatever. And then we went out there, beat the Clippers, and then all of a sudden Magic jumped up to like the top 3. Like
and they got who? Suggs, and we got Giddy.
so.
Like in
Or
the
top
end,
4,
like
whatever it was, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like you can think that you won,
Blake.
and then you get the. You're like, it's more about like just being prepared at the highest level for anything. Like, dude, who would you pick in front of Giddy for his draft class now?
No, dude. There's
Seriously?
nobody. There's nobody.
Not even
Like,
Mobley?
I would consider. Here's the thing. I would consider Mobley, and this is why I would consider Mobley, is because I do think that Mobley is going to be a phenomenal player. But this team doesn't need a Mobley. This team needs a Josh Giddey. Like who are we going to have at point guard if it's not for Josh Giddey? Like Josh is
rather
the only
Mobley
unselfish guy out there.
Or Chet? You know what
I'm
I
not
mean? when
saying
you're
the
talking
only
about-
unselfish guy. I'm saying that he's the best unselfish guy to be taking care of the ball.
Right, especially from his draft class. But like, if you're looking at like a player that is going to play within our system, is it Mobley or Chet? Like sometimes waiting a year to get your guy that fills that need that everybody thinks is the right move, and you get, that 6'9" point guard instead, and then things work out. And so, so kind of to answer your question, Wash, like, the best way to get a star comes down to finding them in the draft. And I know that's not
Think
a
about
sexy
Luka.
answer. Right. Like sometimes you got to trade up to the top 5 pick to make these things happen. But if you can find a J-Dub or a Shea, like in the late part of the lottery, things like that. And I get it. It's like, well, you got to win now. And like, yeah, but look at what the Clippers did with the win now mentality. Win now is a farce. What the real mentality that you need to have is like what extends our window. And even like a guy like Donovan Mitchell, I think that was a huge mistake for the Cavs. And I think it'll be something they figure out later. But they stunted the growth of their other young players. And by the way, I had 3 all-stars at that point, like all-star level players, before they got Mitchell. Like even though he's young, he fits their timeline. I just don't think it's the right move to bring in an outside star. That's me. But hey, the game's back on, Dave. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think anytime that you're trading for a star, it makes it difficult. To me, I see what the Thunder do and develop the star, and that's more valuable in my opinion. Damn, and I say that with all due respect to everybody out there that's like, there's going to be this star and that star available, but like, what better way of teaching a young man how to have the right like discipline and how to play hoops? Like think about that, guys. Like hoops is not just a given thing. Some people are like, oh yeah, it's easy. You just got to do this and this. But our system that we teach, right? It's not for everybody. So adding a player with a max salary and rolling the dice and saying, I hope he understands, I hope he gets it, doesn't work out. Because then all of a sudden you put your entire organization in jeopardy. Because if it doesn't work out, you spent, 100 and whatever $1 million on Tobias Harris.
And an example that is difficult, like right now, to assess whether or not it's a success or failure, but what the Suns just did with Kevin Durant, who Sarr just posted Kenny Lofton Jr. with a great pass.
What time do you have on your clock?
6:37.
All right, cool, thank you.
But like they gave up Bridges, right? They gave up Johnson,
Yeah, dude.
right? Cam, right? My point is these guys extended their window, right? Before, and now their window is going to shorten. And yeah, Kevin Durant is a plug and play superstar. You'll be successful. And I get people won't question whether or not that was the right decision, but man, Brooklyn looks pretty good with Bridges out there. Like he's a good player, and I feel like our mentality is that we need to add the next guy.
Yeah.
Draft through.
Well, think about it, man.
Even non-draft elements, Jerry, corner 3, like how we got Dort, like adding a player that can play that through undrafted free agency and things like that. That's a really interesting thing.
And you look at it, everybody's always talking about what's wrong with Luka. Why can't you find somebody to work with Luka? Well, if you developed, you brought the players in, they work together. Tobias, it's brotherhood. It's this, creating.
Step back, long 2 by
Bam.
Jang. That was smooth. We got the lead 38-37.
And you create this environment where loyalty matters. And that's how you build a team these days. It's not, oh, let's go add a superstar. Let's go add this player. Let's add this player. Listen, if a player wants to come to your team, he's going to come to your team. You don't need to go and trade out some of your assets anymore. That's not what you need anymore. Like, you need to add players without trading assets away. The NBA is changing, and when it changes, these first-round picks are going to be the most valuable assets in people's, war chest. Period. Sam Presti's going to be able to do whatever he wants with this first-round pick because people are going to be like, see, I don't want that young player. I want a first-round pick, and everybody's like, I don't want to sell you my first-round picks. Nobody's wanting to do it because all the small market teams are going to all own all the draft picks, if you think about it. Like, all these big market teams have sold all their draft picks away. There's a couple big market teams that own draft picks, like the Nets, but the reality is that most small market teams own the big market teams' draft picks. So when a big market team is going to be all of a sudden like, hey, we're revamping, we're going to retool or rebuild, they're not going to have their picks to do so. And it's going to look bad on their organization for many, many years.
Sarr hits the free throw line jumper. So there's been a while, though, we've seen stars build teams.
Yes.
We saw LeBron do that with Clutch Sports down for the Lakers.
Taking my talents to Miami.
Right. That was even Pat Riley who built that team, although
Sure.
the players did team up. But that was like the first version of that. And then after that, it's kind of like you saw KD team up with Kyrie, and they try to bring in James Harden. And then you've seen these different versions of like super teams orchestrated by players. But when it fails, what happens? The players leave, and the organization is stuck with a bill that can last for like a decade or like 5, 6, 7 years, right? And that's where I think the NBA is going to start leaning more toward organic growth. There'll be less teams that are susceptible to these types of things. That's a new version of the NBA, and that's the version like where you're saying, Dave, where these picks become so valuable.
Yeah.
Where you can't pry them away from teams, and you used to be able to get 3 or 4 of them for a certain level of player, and now it'll be 2, which we've seen it be like that before.
And that's the thing is that like the superstar will cost you a first rounder and 2 second rounders, or maybe a third rounder as well. You know, yes, there will be a third round in the NBA soon. And Mark and I kind of disagree on that one, but I just think that it's too valuable not to have a third round in the NBA nowadays. So
I
think
would love to see it, and I think Sam would be the master of the third round. But I think you have to look back at why they stopped doing it in the first place, and it's.
But the talent, there was never an undrafted player. I mean, John Starks was like one of the first undrafted players to do what he did. You know, now this is the time and period where undrafted players are everywhere. You know, every team has 1 or 2 undrafted players making a big impact on their team. And that's what it's looking at. Like, if you take the third draft and that's it, then or third round, nobody can mess with it.
Yeah.
'Cause it takes that whole like 2-way contract players.
But it'd
out
have
of
to
it,
be a
or-
new type of contract.
Yeah, it would be a different. Yeah, but
What would it be
expansion.
like? If you think about it, like it would be another 2-way contract for each team.
Well, they're already adding that though. They're already adding a third 2-way contract.
Okay, so that's what you would need though, right? Is a third
Yeah,
2-way
they would need a
contract.
third 2-way contract. They call it the third round 2-way contract or whatever. But yeah, that's the goal though. I mean, I think that's the thing about like expanding the teams, expanding the roster. Why? Because it helps players stay healthy, and it also helps other players develop. You know, like if you're developing your players, you're allowing your stars to play longer for your team, which allows your timeline to stay longer. And you know, in 7 years, like this team's gonna be peaking, and everybody's gonna be looking at us trying to figure out how do we split this team up. And that's when the new contract is coming up. So it's very crucial that we continue to create this loyalty where players want to stay. And that's as simple as that. Because if we are the king of loyalty, we teach these young men how to have, you know, that loyal spirit. They're not going to be running around and saying, you know what, I can get $2 million more a year playing there where I already know I'm happy with the Thunder.
And if you have a player like Luka, I think what the Mavericks have shown is exactly how not to do things. But it's okay. They're not the first people to do that before. Like, there's so many ways, like, you can do something like this right. But whenever you look back and you're like, what did these teams do wrong? They all tell the same story, right? They were impatient. They got too many veterans that, like, weren't going to grow with the team. You have who's not really being innovative. And then they kind of keep doubling down on these mistakes until they're like, basically, they're going to blame it on Luka that he didn't win a championship if he leaves early.
Yep.
But he knows the best way to escape this thing is his next contract.
Yep.
There's nobody in the world who won't pay him top dollar. But if he signs another contract with them, he's fucked. So at this point, it's like the modern day of like demanding a trade.
Yep.
And you thought Paul George was a hefty price tag. Like, Luka's going to be the most expensive. But the question is, who's going to be willing to pay? There's going to be a few teams out there with a lot of picks who aren't interested.
Yep.
How does that work out? Because teams are going to need, 5, 6, 7 picks to really convince anybody that it's worth it?
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, and I think that's the thing about it is that when you think about it and you understand exactly where the NBA is moving and why Sam Presti, you know, pretty much when we call him the godfather of the NBA, that's truly what we mean, because he has GMs, assistant GMs, all that other stuff, all connected there, you know? Like, he knows so many people in connection of other guys in the NBA. And then I'm telling you guys, we're going to lose some coaches this year. There's too many openings teams that are rebuilding that are saying, hey, we need a new coach. They're going to look at our staff and say, which one of these guys are ready, and we're going to lose some, and that's just going to be the way it is from now on. And
They're so young that you have to think they might still be too young for organizations to think they're ready.
Coach Dave Bliss is ready. Dave
know.
Bliss, Cameron Woods, Coach Gibbs, all three of those guys, in my opinion, are ready. They're in their 30s. They're all ready.
No, dude.
Dude, listen,
The-
I hear you, but all of them have had, like, to me, Coach Bliss is the one that's the
You know
best
what they
ready.
would need? They would need to go be like the number one assistant on a different coach's staff before they. I mean, they seem too inexperienced. They're really put in, like in charge of your franchise. Like Will Hardy looks like it. Like he belongs in that position.
Sure.
Like
I
Coach
look at
Dagnall
our,
does
I
too.
believe in
Taylor
our coaching
Jenkins
staffs.
does too. Like,
But
dude, Steven Adams looks completely savage
He does.
on the Gatorade bottle.
I
Sitting
like that,
there.
dude.
I
That's
need
a
one
good
of
look for
those.
him. I don't need
cut
no
off
stinking
hoodies.
chair. Got a Gatorade right here.
Leave our coaches alone.
But I mean I mean that with all the like due respect. I look at how these guys coach, and I'm looking at it like if I was in a GM or assistant GM, right? I would have these guys circled watching them, because the way that Coach Bliss, is able to pull the guys out and then say, hey, this is what you need to do, and you see the players do that, that means there's respect and love inside of the locker room to these assistant coaches. And that's what you need when you're building a team, is that camaraderie of like, hey, our coach has got our back.
Right, and you need somebody who's been there and seen a team go from bottom of the NBA to the playoff experience. Like that, if you're going to rebuild, you need somebody who's like, okay, I'm going to be patient with the long vision in mind the whole time.
Sure. And I think that's what we did with Coach D and Coach Mark,
Yeah.
Like we recognized that it was going to be a couple years, 3 years before we're going to get to the playoffs again, and we needed time for him to develop. But I think that's the thing about, when
No,
you're looking at
I would not have thought Mark Daigneault was ready when we gave it to him. So
I knew it though. I knew it, man. I love the way he coached that G League. There was something special of the way he was able to direct the traffic, his offense. It was the flow of his offense and defense that I said, if he can learn how to teach us the NBA players, he could be one of the best coaches in the league. But again, you're watching a G League coach dominate the G League and say, okay, if he can learn NBA, and then he shows that he can in 3 years and shows the growth. I'm like, damn, dude, Coach D's on a different level. I mean, he's on a different level.
He is, because, well, and there's a couple of guys, like I already mentioned both of them that I'm thinking of right now, Taylor Jenkins and Will Hardy, who have an ability to communicate what they want the players to do. It's new age shit, like Coach Daigneault. It's not like some old recycled PJ Carlissimo, nice and one by Trey Man, but not like some shit that we've seen before.
Yeah.
And then they get out there and the players are doing what they ask. Like, I'm telling you, as a coach, former coach, you and I both know, like, you can tell when the players aren't responding to what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
And when
Absolutely.
somebody has like the attention of the players and the players are willing to work hard for that, that's a special thing.
Yep. It's a buy-in, man.
It's a buy-in. Tied
Blue
up
Gill,
47 all.
I appreciate it. Blue Gill, this is for you, sir. I'll take this hit for you. Always looking for a reason to
This
take a hit.
bud's for you, man. 23 seconds to halftime, 10 on the shot clock. Grizzlies fire it up. They miss. We got a chance to take the lead going into
Blake,
halftime.
you still here, man?
15, well, 12 seconds now. 10, 11, 8, 7. Jang's got on his move. 5, 4, push off. They call it offensive foul. Oh, well, I like the aggression. It was nice because you knew the whole time that Jang was going to be the one who made the move, and that's what we love. We want to see Jang get out there and show what he can do when everybody knows he's making a move. Roddy goes bank and takes the lead. 49-47. Halftime. Yo. John Starks, Tulsa legend. That's right, George. Holy shit, man. You know, I grew up in Pennsylvania until I was 9, right? And my favorite team was the New York Knicks.
Yes, dude.
And my favorite player was John Starks. And when I moved to Oklahoma, I had no idea that John Starks was from Oklahoma.
Yeah, we did
Did not know that. And
not.
it wasn't until I actually saw him at a game that we were playing in, and his son was on the other team, that it really hit me like, wait, I guess I had heard he played for Oklahoma State, but I didn't. So pretty dope, because I don't have like a lot of jerseys, and I never wear any jersey. But I'll tell you what, if I ever put that John Starks jersey on, it's because I am fucked up.
Dude,
Like getting fucked up jersey.
my younger brother had just torn his ACL, and John Starks was his hero, and it was his game that he was supposed to be playing against in there. So I walked over to John Starks and was like, "Hey, my brother tore his ACL and he can't be in this game. Can you sign this for him?" And like he spent time, was like, "I hope you feel better. Injuries really suck, but it always makes you stronger when you come back." Like spent some really, like it meant a lot, especially to a 16-year-old kid that's trying to get better from injuries. So John Starks will always be one of my basketball heroes because of the way that not just he played ball, but in the way he dunked on Michael Jordan. But the fact is that he was just a great human being. Is a great human being.
I saw him a couple times in Vegas.
Yeah.
At the same event, but I passed him twice. I didn't talk to him. I was just like, I feel like such an average fan around him, because it's like, like so many people, he must have been their favorite player.
Yeah.
But if I ever see him again, I'm gonna tell him again.
Well, I mean, think about this though, man. Like Patrick Ewing and Allen Houston and all those other guys in that time period that were playing, and Latrell Speedwell that played for the Knicks, like
Oakley, Mason.
yeah, like there's all these other people that they're like, yeah, these are our favorite players. But to me, like John Starks was the only player that played for the Knicks that embodied the New York state of mind. And you see it, and you're like, dude, why wasn't he more of a Knick, like Knick favorite? And then you see after him, and everybody that sees him is like, oh my God, John Starks. And he walks downtown New York City, everybody just stops and is like, hey, that's John Starks. He is a legend.
For those of you don't know anything about him, right? If you take Russell Westbrook and you combine him with like Aaron Wiggins, and like not necessarily the most, but I mean, that's the thing. He wasn't the most athletic, but he would play so hard that he would do things that were just incredible. Like everybody talks about him dunking on Jordan. Like it wasn't that he was.
Yeah, all you got to do is watch him dunk on Jordan, and you'll see it. He's not athletic, very athletic,
And he was fiery.
But it was all about the fire. It was all about the passion that he brought with it. Like he dunked on Jordan and just sit there and screamed, even though Michael Jordan probably dunked on him like 10 times in his life. It was that one time.
And he would compete.
Oh yeah.
He would compete at the highest level. He'd lay it all out on the floor, and that's like the type of shit that you want to like emulate as a young player. Because if you can, I always felt like if I could leave a game and I felt like I had nothing left to give, then I had done my thing. Like I had accomplished something, because I was exhausted. And like you'd see Starks and it'd be like he almost needed to be carried off the floor, like because I don't know. There were certain players like that.
Dude, he was just a special athlete when it comes down to it. Like somebody that took the long road. He played 1 year at OSU, and then I think 3 years at some small Claremore, Oklahoma. I don't know what the school is called, but the point is that like you see these players that go undrafted, and you're like, we need players like that. And then you look at this team, and you're like, Dort, right? Kenny Hustle, I'd consider one of those players, even though he wasn't drafted, was he? I forget.
I think he was a second round draft pick.
Yeah. Anyways, but you need these type of players. Aaron Wiggins, like that's the only way to have a successful team, if you can round out your team with all these like hustle players. Like all these other teams that are so focused on having the star players, like what type of team is their kryptonites? The ones that have all the hustle players, the Patrick Beverleys and all that other stuff. Like they hate those teams.
It's all right, Bluegill. We forgive you for being a Bulls fan. Nah, I'm just kidding. That was a long time ago. A lot of water under the bridge since those days, but there was a lot of pain inflicted upon Knicks fans by the Bulls. I wouldn't say we're still bitter. I would just say we've learned how to like compartmentalize and move on and recognize that, like, it's one thing if
I
Michael
just
Jordan wants to rip our hearts out, but it's another thing if he wants to cry and complain that nobody understood him. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can destroy our hopes and dreams, but you can't claim to be misunderstood and a real nice guy at the same time.
I just, to me, like the whole, I want to be able to appreciate what Michael Jordan did and not despise it. Kind of like what I did with towards like the last 3 years of Kobe's career. Like I started appreciating what Kobe was doing instead of just hating on the player. LeBron James did the same thing. I used to like LeBron James, and I was like, after he went to Miami, I was like, fuck LeBron James, But now I've come to the whole idea and the mindset that we are lucky enough to have a player like LeBron James or like Michael Jordan. We're lucky enough to be able to watch them in our lifetime instead of like hating on that, appreciate it. And I think that's where about, the game comes to is that, yeah, you might not have a great like for LeBron James, but one day when you're talking about the game and you're saying, Shea's about to break this record. And I remember that time that we watched LeBron James break the all-time record, scoring record. And it's going to mean something, And I think that's what I have to keep going back to is that what this team is doing is just much, much bigger than, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, it's good shit, dude. I mean, you love your team, and then there's teams that beat your team, and it's hard not to
But
hold it
thanks,
against
Full
them.
Chrome. I appreciate that, man. Roger State. I knew it was in Claremore. I just couldn't remember the name of it. Appreciate the lookout.
Yeah, dude. I actually didn't know that it was Rogers State. I didn't know that at all, so it's new to me.
Nah,
But
dude. John Starks was the man.
he was.
He was the man. So yeah, you got John Starks. What else, guys? We got 90s here, a lot of 80s and 90s. So who is your favorite hustle player of the 80s and 90s? If you guys don't go that far back, then just tell me who your favorite hustle player was of the generation that we're currently living in, because I think that's the one player that players when you're talking about hustle players that really strike me about teams. Like who can you like on the team, who can you relate to? And there's a lot of players that you can relate to and not relate to, but hustle players are the guys that I have always related to, whether you're too small, you're too slow, and you figure it out because it's all about that hustle. All right, we got Gary Payton. I like that, dude. The glove. Hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Dan Marley from the Suns. Hell yeah, man. Dan Marley, man. He could do some shit, bro.
Yo,
He got in
dude,
some people's faces, man.
this is a little later than what you're asking, but like Ben Wallace,
Ooh, Ben Wallace. I like it.
because like he was a legit anchor for a championship team, and he was 6'10",
Yep.
and was he drafted or probably a second round draft pick?
Ben Wallace?
Yeah,
No, he was undrafted.
undrafted. Like, yeah, dude, some good shit.
Yeah, dude. Man, I was thinking about Dan Marley, dude. What he was able to do with the Suns later in his career and still have that fiery outlook, man.
Yeah,
With Charles Barkley and stuff like that. Man,
Yeah.
that was a fun team. Like Charles Barkley, hustle player. Dan Marley, hustle
KJ.
player.
Kevin Johnson,
Yeah, Kelvin. Is it Kelvin or Kevin?
Kevin.
Man, they were just fun, Rasheed Wallace. I loved Rasheed Wallace, man.
He was always like talk and then get back. He was
Right.
the OG. He's the guy who really started the complaining. He didn't start it, but man, he would just stand there and whine, dude. She,
Oh my word.
he would not even play sometimes.
The Wallace. They called them the Wallace brothers for a while, even though they weren't brothers. But when they played for was it Detroit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Man,
Imagine they had gotten Carmelo like they should.
do you think people in the future of the game will think about that with the Jalen Williamses? Like they got in the same draft, they picked them together, and they won X amount of championships together. Do you think it's going to be like that with it? Or
I
is it just
mean-
wishful thinking, man?
Honestly, like, there's going to be a lot of, like, if you win championships, there's going to be a lot of things that come with that. And you have to think those two guys are very likely to be on the team for as long as anybody else. Like, I get that, like, Jay Will may not rank as high as some people in their long-term plan, but he's such a glue player who can play alongside Chet, we assume.
Dude, how do you not play a guy that gets you an extra 100 and something possessions in the season?
I mean, in the way people at this point are still, like, two Jalen Williamses, and they have to, like, make jokes about it all game. Yeah, bro, this is gonna haunt us for years.
It's going to be fun, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, we do got to hang banners for that to happen.
Yeah.
Nice, Tobias.
Sheed. Yeah, dude. He had some game. Halftime. Gonna be back in a minute, but in the meantime, buddy, you want to come say hi? Come on. No, you shy. All right. So let's see. We got 9-point lead. It looked like for New Orleans over Minnesota. So they were just showing some scores. They showed them really fast, but. All right. I'm not even sure what all the implications are to all these games, but like the Clippers Suns 50-44 Suns lead right now. Pelicans Timberwolves says it's 47-55 Pelicans lead at halftime. So those are the two probably worth paying the most attention to right now. But I'm not. Dave knows what he's talking about a little bit more about all the implications of wins and losses because it's hard to keep track of to me. We'll know in a few hours though, or less really. Spurs Mavs has tightened up quite a bit, but it's still a 12-point game, 71-59. But holy cow, that was a ridiculous score early on. Jazz Lakers 56. Jazz 65 Lakers. Come here, buddy. Come on. Can you say hi? Hi to Uncle Dave. You want to give him cake? Yeah? Thank you. You want to go play? Yeah. Okay, I'll see you later. Your mic is off.
Blake wants that 40 spotter, man.
A 40 spotter.
Listen, I'm all for that 40 because guess what I said before the season started? That we would win between, what was it, like 40 and 45, something like that. Here's the thing about it was, I said I would be happy with if this team won 38 games, 35 games even, but 40 was what I was predicting. So
I said 50 with Chet, and I had to move it down to 40 without him. But I think it's fine. Like, one more win, one less win. It's just a round number. How important are round numbers, bro?
Round numbers are nice, but the reality is that if we get the 11th pick and then we end up moving into the top 3 because of it, that'll be better.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking, guys,
If
right?
you can talk yourself into going from number 11 to top 3, then fine. But that's where you lose me. You're like, oh, we got to get to 11 and then we can get to the top 3. I'm like, that's not how it works usually. Okay.
All right, all right, all right. I'm getting some views of our Michael Cage and Chris Fisher. Blake, 5 picks next year. Obviously, we can't keep all of them, but I think we do keep 1 or 2 of them, and we try to move up, move down in the draft, whatever we need to. I also, guys, don't off-put the fact that, or throw out the idea that Sam Presti might trade some of the picks that we have this for next year, this year, and move up. If we packaged the, let's say, 12th pick and 2 picks from next year, we can move up, effectively probably into the top 7 picks. So, I don't know, man. Corey, what's up, man? Listen,
Trey Man scores 49 all.
Blake, if we had the option to get Victor, we're not gonna say no to Victor. I mean, we could say we would rather get this player.
Then you're going to feel pretty stupid about all the stuff you said about Victor, aren't you?
But with that being said, I said that he would be a bust going to the wrong team.
Oh,
Like
okay.
going to the wrong organization, any player could be a bust.
Yeah, exactly. So I like how you're figuring out how to cover both ends on that. That's good.
There we go.
Like, of course, if we get him, he's not a bust. Duh.
Like give him 3 years to develop, and then be stronger, harder, better.
Butler hits a nice crossover 3 like that. Conchar travel, side out. We got a 1-point lead, 52-51, 10-30 in the third. But really, so much more going on in the game right now, dude. So much more.
Just enjoying the talk. You guys are bringing up the subjects and just going through it has been fun.
Butler. Oh. Jang catch and shoot on the corner. Or on the wing anyway. He missed that, but
What's your time, man?
I got 10:05. Trey gets the bucket and scores again.
All right.
54,
Trey
51.
Man. All right, so we've been playing 7 guys. Trey Man has 12. Butler has 11. Sar has 9. JRE has 7. Usman Jang has 6. Aaron Wiggins has 6. And Lindy Waters has 3.
Dude. It's good, Corey. And Blake, you got the spirit. That keg.
Hell yeah, Blake. I went to a parents' meeting the other day, and they had a keg there, and I tapped the keg. I was feeling like I was pretty cool because nobody else knew how to tap it. It's like, I know how to do that. And they're like, how do you know how to do that? I was like, I had some good years, and I was in college years, even though I didn't really go to college. But college years is the key word there. I would go to everybody else's colleges around.
Show him how to do the kegs. Well, JRE went up for a big dunk, and I think he got it partially blocked, but he had a chance to still make it, but it missed. I'm glad to see him go up like that for a dunk, though. Shows he's feeling good.
Uh-oh. Drip. Drop.
Butler takes a lead again, 57-55. 8:30 on the clock.
Jared Butler's putting out right now, man. 14 points. Man, he's so good, man. He needs more time. Like that right there. He got him on the hip right there, and then he just went slow-mo. I like that move.
Shot that runner from the free throw line. It hit every part of the rim and dropped in. All right, they score in transition, and coach calls timeout 59-57. 8 minutes on the third.
He's like... There's something nice about him. I don't know exactly how many years he has in our program, but I do know that he's one of those players that could be like Aaron Wiggins, you know? And Aaron Wiggins at a point guard position, I kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
What is the strand of the day, guys? The strand of the game, I guess we should say, because we haven't really talked about that today. Somebody said Gary Payton too, but
I forgot what this is.
I will say orange punch, sugar.
Nice. Sounds appropriate for Easter.
Tropical, nice. Do we have any RSO fans at all?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know that about me though.
Oh yeah, you're the one that got me to start taking RSO.
Every day. What's up, dog? Come here, give me a kiss.
Man, Sicily. So, Irish setters, man, it's all about the eye contact with them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. And she doesn't lick me in the face, which is good because she eats shit. A lot of shit. She eats so much shit. I've never seen a dog eat more shit than her.
the worms, man. It's one of the first indication they got worms is about eating their own shit.
I know, but I've talked to a lot of people about it, dude. It's like most dogs eat shit. Yeah. It's not necessarily.
That's true.
We do have her checked out at the vet, and she takes some medication, but like heartworms and stuff. But dude, she just likes shit.
Yeah. I mean, to each his own. I mean, yeah, we won't get into that, but I'm sure there's
honestly,
other weird things.
I've like fed her steak to see if that would make her so she wasn't hungry enough to eat shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
She just wants to eat shit.
Man, like some people like crack cocaine and dogs just like shit, so.
Yeah. I bet eating a lot of shit will give dogs worms too, bro.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what would dogs think if they saw humans eat shit? So.
They'd probably be impressed. Like, that's what I was gonna do.
Jesus, they're reading my mind.
All right, Jang is on the free throw line. 7:49. So he hits the first one. Knocks. Ooh, I almost went down, but it popped out. So 60-57 is the score. Man, that guy out there is really short for the.
Oh, I didn't even see him, bro.
And the Grizzlies like have already kind of a interesting short lineup.
Yeah, Lofton's only like 6'6", isn't he? 6'7".
Yeah.
I mean, he looks bigger, but he's just wide.
So who is this guy? I gotta look up his info now. But I can't see his name.
He's 5'9". His name is Jacob Gilliard.
Okay.
He's 5'9". And he's from Richmond.
I mean, It's like a normal person size.
But when he's around like a bunch of 6'6" guys, they make him look really short. I feel bad because I know that my dad's 5'8" or 5'9". He says he's 5'9", but I know he's lying. So I like to call him 5'7.5", and that really makes him upset because he really tries to be 5'9", but we'll call him 5'8" on a good day. So, and my mom's 5'7". So you kind of have 6'3". What are we? 6'3", 6'2", 6'1", and 6 foot. The four boys.
Yeah.
Trey man to the bucket.
There you go.
All right, I'm pausing it for 2 seconds here. 1, 2. All right.
Yeah, Corey. If it was only about height, then I could do it too. But unfortunately, Butler doesn't even look that much taller than him. Honestly, like you're talking like, what is he, like 6'1" maybe?
Yeah, but I think it's I don't know.
Oh, nice pass there by missed the layup by Contra.
Ooh, Jerry almost threw that one away.
Nice dunk by Sar. Step into the basket with his pivot.
Yeah, see, Corey, that's my problem. You know, like that's why I'm not in the NBA is because my age. No. Listen, there's no way,
Shot by Butler.
never a way I would ever gotten in the NBA. There's no chance. I mean, if the best players in the world all of a sudden like spontaneously died, then maybe I could have made it, but it would have taken like the next like I was probably like 1 millionth best player in the world. Out of like 1.5 million.
Yeah, dude. You weren't gonna play in the league, but
I think if I had not been injured,
I also
I-
think if you had played in a different time, when they were like, because even though you weren't that big, like 6'2", 6'3", you had guard skills, but they wouldn't really let you use them. You were expected to play in the post. So if you were like playing, say, small forward, like
Yeah.
you were physical enough where you could have played probably like I don't know, a mid-major. Like we played against a guy who was a pretty good player. I'd say you were competitive with him, and he went on to play Division One. Who for that? The team that beat Kentucky.
oh, Mercer University.
No, Mercer beat Duke.
Oh,
It was
okay.
the other one. It was Gardner Webb. Okay, so Gardner Webb had
Oh,
a
yeah, yeah.
player on there, Thomas Sanders, and
Yeah, yeah.
he that game against Kentucky,
Yeah.
he had a 20-20 game, and so Gardner Webb beats Kentucky. Thomas, a 6'2", small forward guard combo,
Yeah.
put up 20-20, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's probably about like you could have done shit like that. You could have outplayed people that were going to the NBA, but that didn't mean you were going to go to the NBA. You know what I mean?
I mean, I can't even think about going past any level of even college. Like the way I played high school ball, like think about it. I went through one shoulder. I went through 2 ACLs. You know, like I went through a lot in that short amount of time. I did stuff to my back. Like there was no chance. To me, the second I got out of playing hoops and organized hoops, I was like, I just want to help kids. You know, I just want to help them learn how to play the game, and that's all I like had the aspirations to do. And that was it, because I recognize there's some people that have it and there's some people that just don't. And I didn't have it to even take it to college level because my body wasn't going to let me, and it wasn't about my skill level. It was just simply I just didn't have the body to be able to play at that level without getting seriously injured almost every year. And what is that worth it? Play 4 years of hoops and the entire time you're fighting injury to injury to injury? Like some people it is, but I looked at my life and I wanted to do something more.
Yeah, I mean, for every time you hear about a guy like Kenny Hustle, there's 200,000 who don't end up being able to recover from, go from JUCO to Division One. So that's why you cheer for those guys.
Yeah. That's why when you have a favorite team like the Oklahoma City Thunder and you see what it takes to even play in a season where you play 32 games, 35 games, what it takes out of your body to play, then all of a sudden you're like watching them play, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15, 20 years in the league where they're playing 80 plus games. It's like, holy shit, plus practice, plus this other stuff. Like, we have to enjoy that stuff. We can't be like dicks about it. Like, oh, you should have done this and should have done that. Like, of course we look at it like that. We're not playing there on the court with them, or we're not coaching next to Coach D right there. Like, not everybody can see it the way that we're able to through the screen. And that's simple.
Yeah, man. That's why we always make a big deal. Like, every player, whoever puts on that Thunder jersey, is really important to us. Like, they're a part of our community forever. And
That's right, man.
like, I love the way the Thunder treats them, but as fans, I think like it's important for us to look at that the same way. Like,
Absolutely, man.
it's a physical game. I saw a sign the other day that said more kids go to the emergency room for basketball than any other sport, and I believe it. I don't know if that's true or not. I'd like to see the numbers on it, but I saw kids going to the emergency room all the time. And
yeah.
the higher level you play, the injuries get much more significant. It's pretty crazy.
Ooh.
Nice catch and shoot three by JRE. 73-65. 4:34 on the clock. Third quarter. Thunder hanging on to a nice little lead. Jerry looks so much more like a guard than he did when he first arrived.
He's
really-
definitely embodied that guard body. Man, was that Wiggins that threw that?
I'm not sure.
Whoever threw that alley-oop, man, he got all intense about that. He was trying to dunk it, and they said it was on the floor.
They got. Yeah, that was definitely not on the floor,
It was an alley-oop, man.
but yeah. I guess they could say that he fouled him before he jumped.
By pushing him out of the way, yeah.
That would be how Lofton defends anyway. Lofton, like, when he jumps, he kind of glides, which is remarkable for someone his size.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. Yeah, JRE's not going to get that call. They're not going to bail someone out of that one.
He got stuck in between two moves. He got Lofton off balance, but then he wasn't able to like keep his footwork good.
Yeah, Sar's a little frustrated with that call. I mean, yeah, he pushed him out of the way, but
He got pushed out of the way.
he got pushed out of the way himself, so...
He felt like, oh, this is how we're playing now. And
Yeah,
was like,
I can
"No,
play this. I
that's not
was
how
like,
we're
no. It's not what I was saying.
But Williams did just kind of push him out of the way before the rebound.
Man, Lofton just...
Struggling.
But I mean, like, if he's on, you know he's going to put up 30, 40 points, man.
Especially in a game like this, man, you got to think he was going to come out trying to do that.
Olivia Sarr doing man things out there.
Nice offensive rebound.
Calling for the ball. He has a mismatch he likes right now.
Oh, nice pass by Treyman. Sarr wasn't able to finish it, but I liked it. Good possession for Sarr, like you were saying. Do
Do you think Kenny Lofton Jr. plays for a team like Detroit this year? Or do you think he has the same situation going to the G League a lot?
Yeah, I think pretty much everywhere he's going to be in the G League right now.
Okay. Do you think it's a weight thing? You think it's a conditioner thing? Or you think it's just like the fact that he needs more time in playing against NBA bodies? Because I feel like the physicality is there. He understands the defense for the
Pass
most
by
part.
Jang to Sar for a dunk. Yeah, it's all those things that you mentioned. And I think ultimately, like, there is a belief, I think, amongst a lot of fans that Lofton will figure it out. But his conditioning does look a lot better. His weight looks a lot better than it was previously. But nice three by
Nice
Jang.
three, Jang.
In the end, like you said, it's about the mostly the time with big bodies. Like, that's, yeah. You can't really practice that until you get there.
No, dude.
And because he's undersized, there you go. Spin move by Lofton.
That
I
was
don't like
nice.
cheering for the other team, but that was like the first time Lofton scored in a while. So, but it was ballerina style, nimble.
Ooh, Jared Butler. There's his 20th piece right there. And we're
Nice.
saying James saying Trey Man triple-double alert for 14, 11, and 9, guys.
Wow.
Wow. Trey Man is about to get a triple-double, guys. I feel it. James is saying it, so let's just call it right now. Trey Man's triple-double.
Sar just took an elbow in the face by Lofton.
That's going to hurt.
Lofton laid it in. Sar is trying to check his face.
Are they looking at it?
They are going over to the side. I don't know. They're not going to wipe away the bucket.
All right.
Right.
Trey Man. That was the triple-double right there, man.
Boom, boom.
So Trey Man, 14, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, 1 steal in 34 minutes on the night. Hell yeah, Trey Man.
Putting in work. Backup quarterback for the Giants, Dave. You know who he's talking about? Bluegill. Oh, years ago.
Years ago, you're talking the fat one, right, guys?
can't say
Bluegill.
that.
Like, I mean, he was really. I mean, he looked like an offensive linebacker, offensive line guy. Am I the right guy? I mean, in that uniform, and I remember seeing him the first time and being like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" And finding out he was a quarterback, I was like, "No way, bro, Mark, you have to look him up, man."
You want to say hi to Uncle Dave?
Mark. Hi, Mark.
Can you wave?
Hi.
Yeah. Can you tell him about your favorite book? Mark, can you tell him about your favorite book? It's called Big Dog, Little Dog? Big Dog, Little Dog? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Give Uncle Dave a piece of cake. Give Uncle Dave.
You want to get down? Say bye.
Bye. Bye. All right, yeah, Bluegill. That dude was huge, man. I think he had a ESPN special, like not I think it was 30 for 30 or something like that. I forget what it was, but it talked about him playing in a New York place and being like a guy like that and how he like just yeah, Lorenzo. That's right. Yeah,
Alright,
guys, look it
so-
up because he had a special about him dealing with the anxiety and depression from the New York fans, which I can assure can be horrible, especially if you're a guy that size.
Trey Man was able to get a rebound and then run the length of the court. get fouled right at the end of the third quarter. So 0.6 seconds left. He's on the free throw line. He hit the first one. And the second one made it. So we're up by 12 with half a second on the clock. So going into the fourth, we responded to what we wanted to in halftime. Nicely. Now we got to finish this one off.
That's it, man. Finish this off because at this point, 40th win, bro, this season.
Can taste it.
The French Connection. I love it. I love it, Wash.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, thank you. You want to say hi? No. Here you go.
Oh, I love it.
Dad. Hot? Excited about dessert. What are we gonna have? We're gonna have banana cake and confetti cupcakes
Nice, man.
with mayonnaise ice cream.
Oh, yeah, you can't go wrong with mayonnaise or cake on cake.
Cake on cake action.
You're going to have your cake and eat it too today, aren't you?
It's gonna be my ice cream. It's gonna be everywhere. So, you're gonna shave your beard now that we're making the playoffs, bro? What's up with that?
Dude, give me a second. Let's be honest. I was going to cut my beard, shave my beard. But after people started calling us the Bearded Brothers, kind of
Can't do
embodied
it.
that. I don't
Can't
think I
do
can
it,
shave
huh?
it. I don't think I can do it anymore. That's
I
your
was
all's fault.
wondering. I was wondering. I know they made me stop trimming my beard.
I like how
Yeah.
you said they made me stop. No. That was your choice, just so we're clear.
No, but they kept telling me to grow it out. I can't remember who, but like there was like
Smitza. It had to be Smitza, man.
Smitza. Well, and honestly, just everybody compared me to you. Oh, you'd be like, oh, baby beard. I'm like, all right, fine. I'm gonna let it. Now I can't stop letting it grow, and we're gonna see what happens. But I'll catch you.
Well, I'll show you a picture of me without my beard if you want to. I've got it.
You're gonna show everybody what you look like naked.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Jang hits a elbow jumper, and we get to see our favorite tattooed fan,
But
like we do once a game.
the trademark idea is a good idea. Like put our faces on a shirt, black out my everything else but the beard.
All right, so Jang's got the ball top of the key. Nice one-hand pass to Trey. Cutting Trey lays it in. Nice cut. Great pass off the dribble by Jang.
All right, guys. So that was me. Let's say 20 years old. Kind of see no beard at all.
don't think that's what you look like anymore without a beard, though.
No. So then I've got one. You can tell this is how many times I've had no beard. So a New York license. That's more like me. That was when I was on 30, I think. So, there you guys go. That's what I look like with no beard. Nothing special. The beard is everything else. I think in the last 10 years, I think I've gone maybe a total of a month without a beard. So
Yeah. I don't remember that month.
no, it's because I probably shaved my beard 4 times in the last 10 years. And I'd probably say that when I shave it, it takes me about 2 weeks to grow back. Enough to hide my naked face. But the last time I shaved my beard was because I went into a hair place and she cut my hair, and then she shaved my beard because she didn't like it, she said. So that was the last time I got a haircut or beard trim. And that was like 3 years ago. So
We got some great comments there, dude. NASA to Apple, but we're blowing this game open right now. We're up by 16, 77-93, 9:30 on the clock. And Trey Mann, transition layup, incredibly athletic. Just great job getting out and running by this whole team. It's been really, really like a great last, 90 seconds of basketball, maybe a little bit longer. But
Pelicans and Timberwolves are winding down in the third quarter, and it is 78 Pelicans, 76 Timberwolves.
that's where we got to be checking every now and then.
Yeah.
All right, so 9:10 on the clock.
1, 2,
Jang top of the key.
Jared Butler, bro.
Butler for 3 makes it 19-point lead. Timeout. Memphis 8:56. Yo, man, it's a party.
It's
And
a party.
like in all likelihood, and I hope everybody in Oklahoma City, I know they know this, but they just really appreciate it. Like, we're probably not going to get to see the team back in Oklahoma City this season. I mean, they're going to have to win 2 road games to get back.
Dude, here's the thing about this, man. I'll be honest with you, is that I think the play-in favors the 10th and 9th seed. It just does. The 7th seed is one thing, but if you want to get the 8th seed, you really have to win 2 games. Or 1 game, I guess, if you're, the 9th seed. Or 8th, or is it 8th and 7th seed? You have to get 1 win.
Oh yeah,
That's
you got to win 1, and then you make the 7th seed for the playoffs, right?
But then, and then you have to, if the loser goes against the winner of 10-9 seed, or the
Right.
10th and 9th seed. So that way is I guess the 7th and 8th only has to win 1 regardless. But the 9th, 10 has to win 2 games. So if the 9th, 10th seed gets through, I feel like that would be more valuable for playing an 8th seed where they're coming up just winning 2 massive games in a row. Playoff ready. Like, I feel like they could sneak 1 or 2 wins off right off the bat against a team like Denver. So for me, that's why
There
I
you
say
go.
like I want the Oklahoma City Thunder to win both games because they could get on a roll and beat Denver a couple games in a row and all of a sudden make Denver very nervous. And I think that would be big.
See, that's where I want to be thinking right now is like, what is it going to take for us to give the Nuggets a scare? And then you start thinking about, okay, what teams have we seen? Okay, I know we're getting way in front of ourselves, but if you are the 1 versus 8, if you're in that game, what teams have we seen that have won? Okay, the Denver Nuggets, I think they did that against the Sonics when they had Dikembe Mutombo. There was that year where like Dikembe's holding the ball
Sup, okay,
crying.
cool.
You had like the lockout shortened season where the Knicks did it
Making it all the way to
against-
the finals.
right as an 8 seed. So there are examples of it happening, and when you look at these teams that do it, like they have they've got certain factors as far as like types of players and types of like game they play. And I like to think of us in that like upset ready mentality.
And I think if we're clicking on all ends, especially the top 7, top 8, we gotta, you know,
Seth Rogen, bro. It takes the
dude,
team.
you're not the first. Like, I went and visited my parents in Puerto Rico, and I got called Seth Rogen everywhere. Like everybody in Puerto Rico called me Seth Rogen. So, I mean, I get it. I have a chunky face and glasses, and I look gnarly as shit. So I get it. I understand. I approve. I approve, Wayne.
Chunky face. Where did that come from? I've never heard that from.
Nah, I'm just saying, like, like Seth Rogen has that. Like, I wouldn't call it, the fat face syndrome, but like, you got cheeks, man. When you smile, you get cheeks. You know what I'm saying? You got chunky cheeks. I got chunky cheeks. I'm cool with that. I can call it out. Got tits too, man. There's nothing wrong with that. I enjoy my tits. Thank you very much.
What are you talking about, bro?
What is everybody drinking, guys? Anybody drinking anything right now? I know we got some guys up. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30, 40, whatever it is in Australia. But anybody else drinking? Blake is drinking a half keg or a small keg. I'm all for that.
I need to get some Yingling.
Yingling, nice. I love
need
Yingling.
some. Well, thank you. Haha. Got a cupcake.
The dude. All right, you know what? Like, nice, Keelan. I love it. My hero in the movie industry is definitely the dude. I made Mark sit down and watch it. I pretty much made everybody in my life, my orbit, watch The Big Lebowski. He is one of those dudes for me that kind of embodies who kind of want to be in the aspect of gotta let it loose, man, and bro, and dudes. Yeah, so I'm all for that, man.
Amen.
Aren't they
Cheers.
coming up with a prequel, bro, of the dude coming out? I heard.
Oh, I had heard something was up. I didn't know it's a prequel. All right. They kicked me off, but I just got back on the game.
All right, let me know what time you're at when they start it. I like the challenge. I just don't know where the foul is at. I don't know where the foul is at. I just don't.
All right, so we got a jump happening right about.
So
now.
Olivia Starr is able to stay in the game because the challenge is successful. Olivia Starr has 5 fouls. So that would have been a 6th foul and out of the game. So, yeah. All right, Keelan, what are you putting in your blunt today, sir? I want to know. Ooh, Irish coffee. There we go. There you go, Smith.
Candy store. I like it.
What? Rudy Gobert punched his teammate and got sent home? What the crap? I did not hear that.
I saw somebody mention it.
I thought they were
KSU mentioned it
kidding though.
earlier.
Like, I didn't realize that that's real. Candy store. Fire.
I can't believe they traded for Gobert. Who? Never mind. I mean, we could say whatever we want. You know what I mean? But in the end, this is why we don't want to like trade for a star, is because you never know. Like, you can be like, oh, this, like, he wasn't the perfect player on paper, but they thought he was, right? And in the end, you can't guarantee. Oh, nice dunk by Trey Man. Real nice dunk by Trey Man.
All right, you're ahead of me. What do you got in time?
7 minutes even.
All right.
But yeah, like you send somebody home, and then what happens? You're gonna bring him back? I guess you did it with like Draymond, but it's very difficult for camaraderie, and that's the whole point. That's the number one most important thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and one lay-in for Jang. Nice bucket for Jang.
That dunk,
Impressive dunk.
though. Yeah, they didn't know what to think. They thought he was going for a layup. By the time he was off the ground, they didn't know. Oh, he's dunking it. Damn it, I should have jumped.
Yeah. I feel like Trey's because I knew somebody was gonna use this, right? As like, hey, coach, play me in the playing game.
Yeah.
Butler, Trey, Jang, these three guys have really stepped up. JRE has two, and even Sar. Like, I feel like this unit, honestly, if you gave them time, they could actually be a decent NBA unit in 3
Oh,
years.
yeah. No doubt, dude. Oh, dude, they have the video right here
Oh yeah.
of
let's see.
Rudy punching.
I haven't
let's-
seen.
Hold on, guys.
Oh, so it was in the game?
Emotions boiling over here at Target Center. A very important game, regular season finale. And we got a scuffle on the Timberwolves bench. Anderson and Rudy Gobert.
Oh, Kyle Anderson, is that the one who's in it with?
That's just something you don't see every day.
Yo, Anderson,
Whoa.
slow-mo, right? That's what they call him?
Hold on. I'll have to go back and click it, bro. That's not good, bro. He punched Anderson off the bench, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tanner.
damn, OKC Tanner. Sorry to hear that, man. Happens, man, for sure.
You made it.
Made it.
You're still alive, so shout out to your friend, and shout out to you for figuring out how to drink responsibly, dude.
All right, let's get back. I had to wait because they don't let me rewatch the video just after it happens. So I'll go back and I'll motion it for all you guys to see it.
Slow-mo getting hit.
Slow-mo punch.
Dude, because that's what they call him, dude. Anderson, they call him slow-mo.
It's taking it to a whole new level now.
Right, dude, we're gonna slow-mo that slow-mo hit. I like Kyle Anderson. He seems to be one of those guys that kills us. You know, when we play against him, I bet a lot of people
Yeah.
feel that way. But I mean,
All right,
you
here
know,
we go.
He might have deserved it. No, I'm just kidding. You don't deserve it.
All right. This is not going to work that way.
All right.
Okay,
You
he's
could just
standing
post
up
it in
right
the
there.
link. Oh yeah, I saw it. We saw it really fast. It happened already. You could post it, right, dude? Post the link.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Let me copy.
Yeah, they sent Rudy home. But Anderson was saying something that got under his skin. He might have said something about his mom.
That's not what your mom said.
Yeah. Like, all right, well, he probably deserved it then if you said it about his mom.
All right, let's see if this works right here. Mark, I'm going to send it to you first to make sure it's the right link instead of just sending an ESPN link, and then I'll post it. All right, it is. It's perfect. Let me go ahead and go to this. Post. All right, guys, I just posted the link to where you can watch the punch. Now we're going to phrase it as that because that means you're fucked. If you're punching your teammates and the NBA is going to see that, there's no way he doesn't get at least a 1-game suspension for that. And guess who kills us every single time we play them? Rudy Gobert. So,
And honestly, having this distraction going into the game is about the most beautiful thing you can have for a team like the Thunder, who's going to come in and try to be focused and play their game.
yep.
And everybody's going to be asking everybody in the Timberwolves organization, top down, coach, assistant coaches, stars, role players. Like, what did you see?
Yep.
I don't know. What did you hear? I don't know. What did he say? I don't know.
Dude, was there trash talking?
Did he deserve it? No, he didn't deserve it. That's the only thing we know.
Well, it's because Danny Ainge recognizes he has something that everybody else wants, and then he uses that against people. It's very similar to how Sam Presti was able to get Shea added to the deal and all the draft picks.
Jang at the buzzer at the late shot clock. 3 missed it. All right, they turn it over. So 4:55 on the clock. We are up by 15.
Man, I agree, Wyatt. I 100% agree with you, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, like I know that both of those teams have played really well against us and beaten us recently,
Oh, yeah.
but I also feel like we're playing at a different level.
Absolutely playing a whole new level, bro.
But I don't know. Like that doesn't automatically mean you can go, beat teams that have kind of
Dude,
been.
it's one game. That's the
Right.
problem. Like, we can say that this team can beat anybody we want, but when it comes down to it, we're the youngest team in second youngest team in NBA history, the youngest core in NBA history, guys. And yet, like that's the thing I'm circling and saying this is the difference. Like if we were a veteran team, then I would say, oh yeah, we're gonna kill them both games, but we're not a veteran team, so you have to keep that in consideration.
Jang
Minnesota's
scored.
jumped ahead by 5 with 10 minutes to go. Excuse me. Minnesota jumped up ahead by 5 with 10 minutes to go. Man, whew.
I need another one of those cupcakes, bro.
Carl Anthony Towns has 27 on the evening, man.
I just noticed Kenny Lofton's hair is like really unique. I haven't ever seen anybody with braids that way. It's like they go like one this way and then one this way and then one this way and then one this way, all the way from the back forward.
Really? I
Yeah.
want to see it now. I haven't
And I
really
think it
tried to
might
pay
even be,
attention.
like dyed a little bit too. I feel like
It's definitely died.
sometimes the NBA players will get really interesting hair, like case in point, Greg
Oh, yeah, I see what you're
Pollard,
saying.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, we
It's like
need
a road.
more-
His
yeah,
head's a road.
Yeah, we need
like where
more
it's going.
players like Kenny who say like, hey guys, I can be a trendsetter.
Yeah. Or a guy like you said, Kenny Hustle. I'm going to go ahead and do my little,
Yeah,
well, you said Kenny Lofton Jr., but Kenny, either way, Kenny.
we like Kenny's.
We like Kenny's.
Nice dunk by Sarr, great pass by Treyman. Treyman is running up his triple-double stats right now.
Dude, sandwich by Kenny's. That's something not a lot of people say.
Sounds like a video that you'd find late at night. You'd be like, I wonder if I should click that. Nah. Kenny on Kenny action. All right, we get to keep the ball after. It's 3:32 on the clock. We're up by 16, 92-108. 12 on the shot clock. Oh, for sure, Tony.
Oh, yeah, Tony. We're not going to miss that game.
Probably
We're really
have to-
hoping that it's an earlier game rather than late game, but, it doesn't matter to us at this point. We're 100% all in.
Does anybody know who's going, like, what network will be televising the game?
Yeah, ESPN, I
Yeah.
think.
I need to get ESPN, as you say, right? They, I don't know. I'll renew my Hulu subscription or something.
You can find out, though. Let me find out right here. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll find out where it's at. Yeah, ESPN, 412. It doesn't say when.
ESPN. That's it, guys. What is it? Wednesday, right? Ah, man. This is
Dude, Kenny Lofton, guess how many points he has, Mark?
no 26.
Nah, dude. Way low.
I don't know.
38.
We were saying it. We were saying it. I was just like, he wasn't playing well like that early, but I was like, watch out. And you're like, he could go for 40. You said something like that.
He's just the type of player that when he gets on, there's no stopping him. What do you have on time, man?
2:05. "40-win season, guys. Hell yeah. Oh, and a big alley-oop for Sarb from Butler. Crazy shit. And obviously, I guess we need to hold. I mean, we don't know who we're playing yet.
No, we don't. It's all about the who wins the game between Minnesota and the Pelicans. And now the Pelicans are looking, I mean, they're not very healthy, but now you're looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves and you're like, dude, Gobert is going to get one game at least minimum suspension.
Yeah, man, hitting your own teammates. I don't remember that being a problem in the past. It's like Draymond kicked off this thing where people are like,
Dude.
"That's what you do. You punch your teammate." Like, no, you
Dude.
don't, guys.
Like, any type of physical altercation when the TV's on you is just a bad idea.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, even when the TV's not on you, but especially when the TV's on you, because now you're making the NBA suspend you now.
Yeah.
And the team they'll probably say to the team, if you suspend them X amount of games, we won't make it an NBA decision, and then they'll suspend them 2 or 3 games or whatever. But that's the problem is now you're talking about a team that you're dedicated to playing with for the next whatever years, and you just threw a punch at somebody on pretty much national television. Dude.
Yeah,
And you connected it. I mean, if you just thrown it, it would have been one thing, but you connected it.
And dude, this is the time of the year where suddenly basketball's off for a few days, so everybody's gonna focus on it. Like, they're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be the leading story. Not that it wouldn't be anyway, but it's just like there's nothing to make you forget for a little while. And on top of that, the Timberwolves are having one of the most disappointing seasons because of the whole Rudy Gobert thing. Just in case they weren't experiencing buyer's remorse before today,
Yeah.
now they are. Trey Mann
Dude.
hits a 3.
Let's talk about our well, we're about to get in the post game, so we'll talk about all the points scored and all that stuff by this team, because we have 4 guys with 20 plus points. We got triple double in here, we got double with 15 rebounds. Guys, we're gonna get into it in a second. The game is pretty much over at this point.
30
pretty much
seconds
over.
left on the clock. So
Yeah, we're gonna take the turnover right here by
I'm
doing
pulling
that.
up
Charlie,
my
nice to
box
see you, man.
Score right now, man.
The T-Wolves are better. I mean, they're in trouble, man. They're in trouble, no doubt.
Yo, Kenny Lofton Jr. got to that number, bro. Crazy.
Did he get to 40?
He got to 42.
Damn, dude. What a night by Kenny, dude.
What a night by everybody, man.
Told you he would do that, dude. I just didn't think it would be against us.
Well, I mean, he just needed to be not allowed to be taken out.
Didn't he he had to score 30 in the second half, man.
Yeah, he just, they had to avoid being allowed to take him out of the game for any reason. Like,
Yeah, dude. All right,
So,
guys. Let's get
pretty
into
great
this.
shit. So,
This
Dave,
talk.
we just got done beating the Grizzlies pretty handily, but all the madness going on right now is focused on Rudy Gobert just punched his teammate.
Bro, it's crazy. If you guys haven't seen it, jump on the comments section. I have it pulled up, about 20 comments up there. You get to see it. I cannot believe it. It was one of those things where Rudy Gobert was on the bench. Anderson's just yelling at him, dude. And it looked like he might have said, shut the fuck up, and he didn't listen. And I guess Anderson shut the fuck up, guys, because Rudy Gobert got sent home. What does that mean? That means that Rudy Gobert is definitely not playing in the next game. How does that affect us? I don't know, because whoever loses this game, we play, and we're still talking about in the fourth quarter, and it's crazy,
So,
man.
We don't know exactly how that's going to affect us, but there is a chance we'll play Minnesota, and there is a very good chance they won't have Gobert. But let's talk about what we just did for ourselves this season. We just got to our 40th win.
Yeah.
That's something
Oh,
that we
bro,
should
you
all
want to
take
hear
pride
something
in.
even worse, man?
What's up, bro?
Bro, Jaden McDaniels injures his right hand punching a fucking wall.
Wow.
Bro, this is like Timberwolves are unraveling, bro, right in front of our eyes right now. I cannot believe this. This is insane, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've got to figure a few things out, and the Pelicans, like you said, they just tied it up right now with 7:20 on the clock. So anyway, let's talk more
Sorry,
about the
man.
Thunder, though. Like, we get to our 40th win. We're eyeing in on this play-in game, and now we're recognizing, we got a chance to maybe even get a win in the play-in. Now, it's going to take 2 wins in the play-in games to move all the way into the playoffs for us, but
For the 8th seed, yep.
we needed this day for these guys to rest. They got a few days rest before the game, and then they got the day off because the Mavericks lost. And then the guys that went out there and played really well, we got to give them a lot of credit. Starting out with Trey Mann, who pulled up a triple-double, 24 points, 12 assists, and 12 rebounds. That's just a really well-rounded game for Trey, and I think a good stepping stone for him. Hopefully, to get a few minutes coming up in the playing game.
Yeah, and we really played 5 guys, and these guys all played 40-plus minutes. I think JRE played 40 minutes, and he was the least of the minutes. But without going any further into our guys, I really want to give a credit to Kenny Lofton Jr., who scored 30 points in the second half to end the game with 42 points. Hell of a game for him. A player that both Mark and I think, if he can learn how to keep the weight off, he has a future. So, but getting back to these guys, our guys, JRE 40 minutes, Sar 42 minutes. We had 45 from Ousmane Dieng. We had 46 from Jared Butler and 47 from Trey Mann. As far as points, man, they were just insane tonight. But you said it best: 24 points, triple double, 12 assists, 12 rebounds for Trey Mann. You also had what I would consider a big time double double in the fact that you had Olivia Sarr with 22 points, 15 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 assist, just playing some great ball out there. He fouled out, but the thing about him fouling out, I didn't mind it, was coach actually challenged the foul. The first foul out that he had got overturned, and he was able to get a couple extra minutes in there. So Olivia Sarr played hell of a night tonight. Just a great time to see what he can do.
So Ousmane Dieng, to me, was the guy that I wanted to see come out and play really big, and I felt like he did everything I was hoping for. 22 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. And his mastery of the late shot clock possessions, his ability to lead his teammates with the pass, it's stuff he's been working on. But he legitimately, if you look at where we drafted him and where he got to by the final game of the season, I mean, he's not the same player, but you're looking at like beyond the best imagination we could ever have when we said, where would he get to in this 1 year? He has exceeded it. And so for me, that's why we look at these games and we're always excited about watching a player like Dieng get extended minutes. But this was exceeded our wildest expectations.
Yeah, and Jared Butler, man, unbelievable job running the offense. He had 25 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Just a very efficient night for him, something that we like to see. To me, Jared Butler is one of those guys that if he gets the right opportunity, he's going to do some good things. I think he was rewarded with a 2-way contract that was well-deserved, and somebody that I'm excited to see about in the future for sure.
So JRE got, like you said, he got about 40 minutes, but he only scored 10 points. He did pick up 8 rebounds. And then on top of that, we saw Waters and Wiggins play for like a total combined of 20 minutes, so
20
about
minutes,
10
yeah.
minutes each. They each scored 6. So these are guys that have played serious NBA minutes, so they're used to playing minutes that matter. And this game was close. It wasn't always a automatic lead. It wasn't like we were back and forth. The Grizzlies had the lead at halftime. We came out, played a really good third quarter, and then as the fourth quarter came down, we started putting the pedal on the gas. And then that's when we started hearing some rumors about what was going on in Minnesota, and it seemed like all of a sudden maybe we might be the favorite going into the play-in game. I don't know about that yet, but we got to see what it takes. We're playing in somebody else's arena. Either way, if it's the Pelicans or the Wolves, it's teams that we've had trouble with before. But like we said it, man, we're playing at a different level than we were.
Yeah, and I said this, and we got made fun of it for saying it, but I'll say it 100 times: is we're not the team people want to play. We're just not. You look at Minnesota; they're in shambles right now. You look at the Pelicans, they've been dealing injuries across the board. Yes, they have players that have been stepping up, but injuries across the board. And then you look at as far as the playoff when it starts as the 8th seed, if we get there, we're not the team that Denver wants to play, because that means we won 2 games in a row. We're feeling really, really high right now because we have an opportunity to go, do some amazing things in Denver. And again, I told Mark during the live show is that I think that if we played against Denver, I think we can sneak out 1 or 2 wins right off the bat, especially if we get 2 wins. And I think that's going to be crucial, because I do think the Lakers are going to win. And I think the 2 wins that we're going to have to do is going to have to be against Minnesota and the Pelicans. So if you're saying who would you rather play, to me, it doesn't matter, because we're going to have to beat them both anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. We got to figure out a way to win and then win again. And that's what we want to see. We're not sitting here and we're not trying to play this game where it's a single, we get one game of experience. You go back to when Shea played for the Clippers. They had a hell of a run against the Warriors in the playoffs. And to me, Shea knows that value of taking a playoff run and turning that into the stepping stones of next year. That's one of the great things about having a player like him who's already been to the playoffs twice. Like, he knows what it feels like, and he knows that these young guys need that experience. And it's going to be the stepping stone for this, their workout plan and everything they do in the summer, and really the launching point for next year. And there's really no limit to what this team can pull off if they, work on their game individually and then come back and become the best version of themselves. I mean, I legitimately could see them being anywhere in the top 4 or 5 in the West. And once you're there, if you get hot in the playoffs, you got a player like Chet who is still coming into his own as you get a deep run going, like, you're a problem in the playoffs. So this is the beginning of something special, but we still get 1 more game at least.
And I just want to give all you guys that are listening a round of applause, because when we said in the beginning of the season that this team was going to go to the playoffs and we were going to do stuff like that, and the ESPN was projecting us to only win 18 or 19 games, you're the guys that consistently stayed with us and made sure that we understood exactly what this team was capable of doing, even though we knew in our deep of hearts that we knew we were going to the playoffs with this team. But the reality is sometimes when you're saying something, you feel crazy when everybody else around you is saying, this guy's crazy, especially other podcasts and the Oklahoma City Thunder media and other people that are saying, hey, look at this is what Sam Presti's saying. And now, that just means that there's no way that we're going to go to the playoffs now. It's you guys that have consistently been there for us, that have made us feel like we're being listened to and encouraged, because the reality is that when push comes to shove, is we're not just 2 guys anymore talking on the mic and nobody's listening. We have a massive community, and that's all you guys around. And it's just amazing that we can look anywhere on the map and we can find somebody that lives there that listens to our podcast. And it just makes me feel like our community truly makes a difference, and it's special.
It is special. It fires me up. It's the thing I like to read your guys' comments when I wake up in the morning, hear what you guys are thinking about, and I like to just kind of appreciate the moment, because it's not something I ever imagined that we would be at, where all of a sudden the Thunder are great. We have a ton of people who feel the same way we do, because there are so many times in the past when we were cheering for the Thunder, we felt like we weren't sure if other people actually wanted to see the same results we did, or were they cheering more against the player, or they didn't like a coach, and we're like, you know what, we're just going to find a place, we're going to create a place that is so built on positivity that it's our whole life, man. Like, these people, you guys are everything to us. You get us fired up in the morning, you keep us up late at night, and we hope that we can continue to put out amazing, long videos for as long as this team can stay in this playoff hunt, for this this championship run, and hopefully somehow, some magical way, we can put together 82 games of this plus the playoffs next season too. We love you guys, and we do this for you for sure.
Yeah, and if we only get 1 more game with you guys, again, this live has meant the world to us. It's changed how we watch games. So definitely going to be continue doing this throughout the summer, whether it's a summer league game, whether it's the draft. We're going to continue this because doing this has been truly spectacular, and I definitely appreciate it. So with all the love, guys, we appreciate you, each and every single one of you. Appreciate your comments, appreciate the likes, appreciate the subscriptions that you guys have consistently do to make us feel good. Again,